beautiful, compassionate, amazing human beings out there. Welcome to Vegan News. Lots of stories today, so let's go ahead and get started, dive right in. Starting in 2018, France will now be installing cameras in all of their slaughterhouses throughout the entire country. This comes on the heels of a massive video investigation in France. A group called L214, I might be saying that wrong, it might be L214, or I'm not exactly sure. But they released horrific and, incredibly horrific, even for a slaughterhouse, incredibly horrific footage of completely unstunned animals. Hung, and I'm not going to show the footage, I'm not going to link to it, but you can find it if you want to. This footage was even too much for non-vegans, more so than normal footage. So this moved the French Parliament and many of the members of government there to create this new law and this new bill that will go into effect in 2018. This is to ensure that French law enacted in 1964 that all animals must be humanely stunned and killed, which they say did not happen in this. I don't know how you humanely murder somebody, but I think the biggest hope out of this is that maybe somehow this footage can be used on a regular basis by activists. We'll see what happens when 2018 rolls around and this begins to get implemented. The Indian government now bans the import of all exotic furs and reptile skins as of January 3rd. Maneka Gandhi, the Union Women and Child Development Minister of India, has petitioned the industries of commerce and environment several times to get this ban in place. He repeatedly highlighted the instances of extreme suffering that reptiles and fur-farmed animals go through to produce these products. He went so far as to provide evidence. Now, it doesn't say in the article what evidence, but it sounds like it might have been pretty striking video from how quickly they moved on this once he got the right people to pay attention and listen to him. More great news for the animals and in our community as we go towards total abolition. And a new study from the Journal of the National Cancer Institute has concluded that grilled, barbecued, and smoked meats result in higher instances of death amongst breast cancer survivors and of a relapse of remission. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons are responsible for the increase in cancer. They create carcinogens within the meat products themselves. The study is linked down below, like I do with every article and everything I say in this news show, and it's backed by 100% peer-reviewed science and is from a large research pool. The mortality rate of breast cancer survivors went up 31% of those that did consume these flesh-based products. It's pretty clear, like it always is, that if you want to live and you don't want to die, if you want to live the healthiest life you can, and you already had breast cancer, which was probably caused by drinking milk anyway, you need to go vegan. And some of the biggest news ever to come out of the animal rights, vegan world, and news in general, in the general population right now, is that Ringling Brothers Circus is dead at 146 years old. Yes! As we take this time to celebrate and be happy, we also need to reel it in after our celebration and our happiness. Because when they got rid of elephants from their show, they retired them to their sanctuary, which we come to find out is actually their own little shitty village thing in Florida, I think it was. I'll look it up. That's not the important part. The important part is they did two things. One, we're pretty certain they're still renting the elephants out to smaller shows, although I haven't found proof of this. I've just seen people posting about it. I require 3 sources to confirm something to be on this show, and I have not found that when it comes to that. But something that is confirmed and is true is at that sanctuary, it's not a sanctuary, but at that so-called sanctuary, they are doing medical testing on these elephants for cancer research. All of the elephants are being tested on. So that brings up the question, what is going to happen to all these animals when the circus is finally done in a few more shows? I've read multiple articles on this trying to figure out what they're going to do, and when it is touched upon, all that has been said is that they will go to good homes, that the alpacas and the llamas and the tigers and some of it has other, there's a lot of animals. They will be going probably to other circuses. They will, given that Ringling has used the model of rental of the animals before, they will very likely rent these animals to the smaller circuses we see traveling around, and they will be in much, 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 much worse conditions than what they are in now at Ringling. And that is saying something, because Ringling abuses the hell out of its animals. They are beaten, they are kept in very small cages and transported by rail, exposed to the elements, and now they will be rented, very likely rented, not sold. Either way, it's terrible. But they will be moved from one small circus to another on rental agreements, back and forth, all across the United States, and their conditions will vary between different amounts of terrible. Now, what can we do about this? One, we need to stay on top of Ringling. We can tweet at them, we can talk to them on their Facebook, but most importantly, we can go and we can protest them. We can protest their headquarters, but we can also, when these animals are taken to the smaller circuses across the country in your local area, which you'll see them pop up, we need to be there to protest. We need to be there to inform the public. And the more we do that, the less people will go to these cruel shows. And the less they're supported, the less money there is, and they die, just like Ringling has done. Ringling's death is the death knell for the entire circus industry. It's going to be gone. The only way any kind of circus industry is going to be able to survive after this is if it's all based around humans and possibly some companion animals like dogs. This is a huge victory. This really is. And I'm not trying to downplay that. I was very happy like everybody else. Social media lit up like crazy when this happened. But we have to remember that there are still animals involved, and they're going to go somewhere when this all ends. And where they go and what happens to them, we need to follow every step of the way. Boba, look at the camera. That's it for Vegan News today, guys. Say bye, Boba. Bye. No, he doesn't really care that much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every like, every comment, everything. As always, all links are down below. Have a good day. Oh, one more thing before I go. Please, always make sure to check the links. Because at the very bottom of all the news stories, I always put a petition of the day, POTD, and a donation of the day, DOTD. And those are important things that we can do to help out. If you can't afford to donate, you can always share. And you can certainly always sign a petition. There costs nothing to do. Thank you guys. Have a good one. This episode is brought to you by Ghost Vegan brand Jeff Nelson Tears. It's 82% vegan, just like the source.